The project is called FLite, short, but actually it's called DCCD FLite, Distributed Concurrent Design Framework for Entrepreneurship. Remember that? CCD, Concurrent Design, I will talk about that the last part of this session. But first I will present the project. I have an idea, a captain idea. We have two problems that we need to solve. You can read it, yes. And what to do. Maybe, how about creating a course in entrepreneurship that gets students and companies to work together, developing business plans. We can take ideas from the academic world or from the business and help each other form groups and develop business plans. And if those business plan isn't realized, no matter you have learned to use some tools, you have met other people, you have learned to expand your own networks. And that's the goal of the course, besides those two. But with this idea, a lot of questions arise. How to create a course? Who are we going to have as students? What partners do I have? How to distribute it? Who pays for the development of the course? And a lot of questions. And then I realized we have used a tool called Osterwalder Business Model Canvas. How many of you have worked with it? Okay, seen it? Some. Okay. Now I will use it in a not so precise way. We start with an empty canvas. We have some points here, key partners, activities, value propositions, and so on. I start to usually have a bigger than this one, and we write on post-it, because the idea of using it is to start innovative process. So you start writing here, and then you find, oh, I have to change, and I can move that, or I can change that. So post-its is a good idea, and the great idea is you work together with someone else. So this time I start with the partners, because I'm in academic world and the first who I will go to work together with. And Hist is from Norway. They have to leave because tomorrow, Saturday, is a Norwegian national holiday. So, University Village, you have already met Ljubljana. Please, just rise and say, hello, welcome. Visby University, Victoria, and Tay. Okay.
Thessaloniki, Greece.
Yes. Excellent. You have met Mariano?
From Slovenia.
Yes. Senfin?
Here.
Yes. And, okay, we can talk later about it. TC is also Norway. And Anne Fox? Yeah. So we have a mix of partners here from universities and companies. So the idea that we together form this course. And I continue to fill in this distance education, because I want to not only connect students with people in the business, I want to connect cross borders. So we have to use distance education, and the partners have to advertise it. What value propositions do I offer the students? Okay, I can develop your entrepreneurial thinking and network, good thing. Get connected to business, the connection between business and higher education. Learn to develop business plan based on ideas from both sides. Good value propositions. I can continue with the cost structure. In this case, because boring universities, you have to have funding. Revenue stream, our input, student fees for us. But we have some software used there. We have a strong link to the business community. For us in university, for the students, it's good and free. Developing this, it's nice. Key activities, okay, we have an online course where students and professionals can meet and develop their entrepreneurial and entrepreneurial skills. Because we offer this course also to people already employed, taking perhaps ideas or just developing their potential to be entrepreneurial in their business. Continue with some key resources. In this case, we have a lot of partners bringing the resources. And finally, who are our customers, the IT students and employers in the IT sector. And finally, our customer relationships. Okay, we use community, and I talk about the co-creation. This create is not finished when we have created it. It continues to develop by the people actually taking the course. So this is a way of using the Oslo campus. This was actually not the way it really went, but okay, we can pretend it. We have been working from October, and we are actually down to a plan for how we will create the course. We have said in the application the course will be in 8 weeks and 50 hours. Very little. And that because we doesn't think that any employees would have more than 50 hours to take a course like this. So we have to narrow it down. So let's see if it's possible. It starts the first week. I have 8 packages here. It could be weeks, and we have planned for weeks, but the workload is a little bit different between them. An introduction to the course, of course, to the entrepreneurship personal business model view. Because the first thing we like to do is the students, those taking the course, looking at their own entrepreneurial skills, your own network, and discuss it with the others, and perhaps make the network bigger, hopefully, and actually realize, what am I missing? Okay, I need somebody who knows more about economics, or I need somebody. Next step is introducing to the concurrent design. And concurrent design is a method where you hopefully end up with a great design of whatever you are designing, because you are looking on the lifespan of product from ID to complete design, or you can even move on further. I will show you later on, talk about the CCD. But we use it just for innovative collaboration. This week we also have to create the groups. Because if somebody of these people have an idea, and we have 2 or 3 more that, I would like to look into this idea, then they create a group and start working on that idea. So the rest of the course, they were working on that actual idea. Next week, we will talk about entrepreneurship, business and business plans. We will look at learn how to use the Oslo business model canvas. Next week, talking about innovations. What is entrepreneurship? What is innovation? Best practice, good examples. Entrepreneurship fundamentals, analyzing economic environments, local and global management issues, finance, marketing, and continue start working with the plans, with your plans. And we'll continue that work next week. Week 7, how could innovations be disseminated? And actually, we are preparing with you with a presentation from the plan we made. So we present the students present in a group for each other. The most important thing, they get feedback. And the last, we have the dissemination of the business plan, some examination and evaluation. So here we have the Oslo business canvas that is the base for this. And questions so far?
We won't be charging students in the pilot courses, will we?
Sorry, one more.
We won't be charging students to take part in the course in the pilot.
We won't. We will. We
The
will.
course is for free.
Yeah, charge. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, this. Sorry, a mistake from me. We're not charging them. If we give you ECT points, we get money from our state. You don't pay anything.
So this course will be free?
Yeah, to start with, we have a pilot starting in this autumn. We have a second pilot running as a MOOC, massive online open course. Greenwich is running that. And that course will be open and free. What happens after that, when our project is ended? I hope several of our partners will continue to use the course and will offer it as a usual course at the university and for open. Perhaps we could, some models where you have, if you just read the course as a MOOC, no support for free. If you would like to have ECT or more support, you can pay more. Just like this for now, but free for the moment. Does it sound interesting?
Can I say about the word examination, because that gives a picture in people's minds and it's not really correct. No. There's no exam.
No.
It just means that we will evaluate your business plans.
Yeah, because if we are going to give you ECTS, for example, we have to say yes, you have taken this course. But there's no exams, and actually this course is based on the students take responsibility for their own learning. So you see very little of teaching in this way. We have a lot of video presentations, we have a lot of materials, but you are working in the groups before and by yourself. So no examination in that form.
Is it possible to have like a speed through trial so that I see what I would be recommending to my students if I...
Yeah, we have the first pilot starting in October. Yes, in October. And until then, the course isn't ready. And for the first pilot, we are actually hand-picking people. So perhaps if you're interested, talk to Mariano. He can hand-pick some of you.
Are you a teacher?
Yes.
So what you're asking for is you're asking to be able to look at how the course is running during the time?
No. I'm interested in stimulating my students to be innovative and entrepreneurs and so on. And but before I recommend something to them, and I have to have kind of a better view of what's going on.
Yes.
The material will be available for the entire course at the beginning,
Yeah.
so you can see like a month.
So mid-October, and we will have the course completed. And if you talk to Mariano, I will show you.
Mid-October is perfect. That's the beginning of the semester.
So you can look into that. So we have, and we start with a small pilot with hand-picked students. So so every partner have to pick a couple of students, and preferably some students, and some from the business. Let's see if it's working. But we would like to have a smaller group so we can interview them and they can tell us how it's working and so on. And then we can change the course a little bit before they try to do it as a MOOC. And after that, we should have a complete framework for designing an entrepreneurship course with this setting.
One thing now that we've had a discussion, I would like to point out, I think it's a very good idea that I've been contemplating to tell a student who is at the beginning of his career to develop his own business model canvas about what's his plus and what's his strongest and how to sell it and so on.
Actually, you are going to do that now.
Pardon?
You are going to do that now. I have a lot of business plans. So that's the next move. Does everybody have a pen? So you can write on paper, that you used to do before we had computers. Do you have it?
We'll find some.
Or we find some. Because I continue here. We started with the business and actually also about the creating the business model canvas. But then somebody realized, oh, we can use the same canvas for personal development. We can look at, instead of key partners, I can write who am I working with. So we can use the same canvas. And actually there is a special canvas called Personal Business Model Canvas. I just have a few copies, but if I give you this one, and we look here, we'll write down the buzzwords, and then you can try to fill it out. And this is very, very short. We will take a lot more time in the course, but just to get you an idea of what the students are going to do. The most important thing to be an entrepreneur, okay, ID or somebody else's ID, it's not knowledge in something. You don't have to be an econom to be a good entrepreneur. You don't have to be computer science to be a good entrepreneur. But you have to have an idea or have somebody else's idea. Be good talking about an idea. Actually enthusiastic about something. That's a big issue being an entrepreneur. So what the students will do next is use the same canvas, but for the business. Actually that one for the business ID. And in the same way, this is actually, and this is a dynamic document for your personal development as well. You find, okay, no, I remember I can deliver this as well, or I have those friends, oh, I have these channels and so on, then you can change, perhaps you can, things happens here while you're working with it. And in the same way, with a business ID, this is a way of discussing and making the ID clearer for yourself, and when you're discussing with others. So the end product of this course is actually your mind changing. We want you to be entrepreneurs, and that means you are willing to look at ideas. Actually, the brain isn't working from A to B. The brain is constantly giving you thousands of ideas. Oh, I can do that way, or I can do that. And the brain is constantly sorting away things you don't want to know. So perhaps being an entrepreneur is looking at some of the ideas coming up and value that, okay, I don't know, this is not a good idea. This I can look at a little bit more, and that, okay. And best of those ideas, you can use this tool to get a clearer picture of what you actually are thinking. Because those ideas you get 4 o'clock in the night, they're often not good ideas. If you put them on paper, there are things to do with it. It's so easy to get good ideas at 4 o'clock because you forget half of it. So this is a tool. So actually what we do in this course, we show you, the students, tools. CCD is one. Okay, if you don't have any direct questions, I will continue with the next tool, CCD process. And the CCD, concurrent design, was developed at NASA. And actually we have another project dealing with concurrent design. When the foundings were cut almost in half and raised the demands for high quality and quick delivery. So how can you deliver more to better quality with half the amount of money? They start to develop the CCD process, concurrent design. Concurrent means at the same time. You will see why. Actually, nobody knows what concurrent design is, so we call it a structured multidisciplinary process. Now everybody knows what it is. CCD, we have 3 pillars: process, tools, and peoples. And the process, one of the words there is a session. And actually, we have developed this course so far using the CCD process, with some luck and some difficulties. The idea is, and now it's a little bit in Norwegian, Swedish, but in ordinary projects or processes, you have different stakeholders, you have a lot of deliveries, you have a lot of meetings, you have things going back and forth. In the CCD process, you collect everything, the whole process, and you create a plan for how to work with this process, and you call it session plans. What then happens is you have work to do in your home environment, but you have these preparations, but you have these sessions. And in the sessions, everybody meet in the traditional CCD process. At NASA, for example, or ESA, you have a big room, perhaps 200 people with a lot of computers. Everybody is a specialist on something. Everybody has their own computer with their own tools. Everybody is working together. What you do in these sessions is you find solutions, you visualize, and you take decisions. In a normal process project, you have a project meeting, and the leader says, okay, I will examine this, see you next week on the new project meeting, and the week goes, and we get back, oh, I forgot to do that, or no, I couldn't reach my boss. So one important thing with this is that everybody involved in this process is in it for the whole time, and they have to be able to take decisions. So this is how you are working with the CCD process. And we have a facilitator, people like me, that are specialists on the CCD process, not on the subject they are developing, but on the CCD process itself. So I can help people, and I'll show you why, what happens. What we actually do, we are changing from a serial or semi-serial process. We could have some department have an ID, we have electronics, we have computers, we have some programming, and then we are here and we discover some fault. And then we have go back to start because the fault was already from the beginning. What we instead do in the CCD process is we collect everybody at the same time. So everyone is part of this process from the start to the beginning. We have tried it for different settings. Good presence, session planning, real tools. All the experts have to have their own tools, because they say, okay, if you do like this, this would happen. Look at my computer. Oh, everybody can say, we have to change. And so those decisions is taken on the fly, and that's what's creating the process, getting the process faster forward and raising the quality and minimizing the risk of ending up with a product that no one will have. We have a lot of examples of software development in Sweden, a system for the police department, a couple of $100 million just wasted, another for social welfare, 500 million, nobody uses it, because the end users were never involved in the process. Usually the end users is here. When everything is finished, then you give it to the users, and they used to say, oh, I don't want this, I haven't asked for this. And then what was the meaning of the process? The end user is one of the most important partners in the process. Okay, you can skip this and skip this. I talked about sessions, and if you look at it, when generally you have 3 sessions, it could be 17, but if you look at another Swedish situation analysis. Before you start anything, you look at the situation. what do we have, what restrictions do we have, could be founding or could be anything, size, weight, and what resources do we have. And it's not allowed to stop looking at the solution in this phase. Because the main problem you usually do is you start allocating for a given solution. And then the process starts to develop from that solution. And if the solution is wrong, the work is misled. So you always start with situation analysis. Often you think that this is the picture. Everybody knows where we are and where we're going, but this is often the situation in any process. So the situation analysis is there to be sure that people know where we are, what we have, and what we're aiming for. The next step, now it's free. Possible, möjlighetsanalys in Swedish is possible solutions. And every solution, every realistic solutions should be examined. Some solutions you can forget. Traveling around the world, it's not a good solution. But every solutions. And now it's brainstorming. Everybody is free to give their ideas, because the last one is selection of the best solution. And best solution in this case means not best from the technology point of view or from the end user point of view, because everyone is involved here. So this is the optimal solution for everybody. Okay, we just have so much money, and we have this demands, and we have these resources. What can we do with all this? Okay, this is the optimal solution. So that's the sessions. This is session plan. We will go on. The people, another important point, they are the experts in their fields. They are recruited to this group as experts in something. Find users, subject specialists, IT department, pedagogues. In this case, it's making of an e-learning course. They are involved throughout the entire process, from beginning to start. They are not allowed to get in later or jumping out. This gives the dedication. Everybody knows what's going on the whole way. Responsibility. Everybody knows what I say here is important. If I'm in the situation analysis, forget to say, oh, we only have 500,000, then it's my fault. I ruined the solution. We have communication, we have it inside. Actually, what we are doing now, we are using distributed CCD, and that's what we're trying with this project. We are using shared documents. So the tools, the main tools, as I see, is shared documents. And that's what gives everybody insight what happens. Quick reactions. Somebody writes something in a document, very quick reaction from other partners. Everyone can monitor the process. We have access to custom tools, because still it's important to be able to visualize for each other what happens if we take that decision. It gives involvement. So this, in short, this is a CCD process, and another tool. Yeah, and in this distributed form, and actually we have two monitors, one for the video conference and one for the shared document. So everybody are typing in the shared document. I have two other ongoing CCD processes, one in Norway and one in Sweden, and people are really excited about the possibility to write in the final document. We have a process where we have end users, and nobody has ever asked them. Now they can sit and they write in the final document. My views is counted for. Actually, the last thing that happens is someone has to edit it, but everybody has to accept those editing. I will stop there because it's CCD process takes a couple of days to stay around or just go home and be happy. Looking forward to the new course next year.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.